Shalom, shalom, Israel. Shalom, peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom to all the men and women who are rehearsing the righteous acts day in and day out. Shalom to you. Before we get started, I want to give all praises, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who are preaching and teaching this truth with humility and sincerity across the four winds of the world to you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indigenous of the America and the speckled bird that are amongst those other nations that look like those from those other nations, but their lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as well. Okay? And as you can see, this picture here, I might use it as my thumbnail. Rotten, molded, dusty money, right? And I will be speaking on today about the biggest return on investment, which is Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, and how us all, including myself in the past, have fallen into the web, the trap, right? The hamster wheel of seeking the treasures of the world, right? Seeking the worldly treasures here in Babylon the Great, only to find out it was a trap. It was a trap to keep you distracted of what truly is important in your life and what truly will be a treasure which doesn't rot and doesn't mold and doesn't dust. Okay, we'll be speaking on that because again, there's a brother out there right now that is stuck on that hamster wheel, right? He is continuously running in that wheel trying to get the so-called cheese, right? And it's just a constant rat race. And it has no real future if you really think about it, especially when you realize this 100% true gospel and what life truly is about. And this is why Jake has become a degenerate, a reprobate here on the world, because he's been told this lie, right? He has been brainwashed to think that this is what it's about. This nasty molded paper right here. And even if it wasn't paper, gold, right? And silver, those can't go up to heaven. Okay, and this is what we're going to talk about today. How we all been part at one point stuck in this hamster wheel, thinking that this is what it was all about. And you see a lot of these damn religions out there preaching that prophecy, Salakia, that what's the word I'm looking for? That prosperity doctrine, right? A lot of these religions out there like to mix and mingle together the prosperity of the world with the holy scriptures, man. And that is going off, right? And you see that even within some of the Israelite community, and that's going off, and that is wicked, man. And you're going to get destroyed for that, especially for teaching others to do the same, right? Let's get started here. And Salakia for the long intro, but just wanted to get the true message of what I'm trying to bring out, Let's get started here with Matthew 6:24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other. Okay? So you're either going to love Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, or you're going to love Mammon, right? Or you're going to love this carnal wicked world. Let's continue here. Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon. Okay, it's impossible to serve. No matter what these false prophets out there tell you, right? No matter how much they try to sell you on, like a salesman, right? Sell you on the prosperity doctrine, right? It's false. Now, we do understand that we are and still are here in this world where bills need to get paid. We do need to feed ourselves. Yes, absolutely. But that doesn't have to be your your ultimate goal, Okay, we are in the world, but not of the world, okay? You cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon. It's impossible. If you're serving truly Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, you're not serving Mammon. And if you think you're serving both, you're under a spell. You're under the wicked spell that these false prophets have deceived you. Okay? Let's continue here. Let's go to Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Okay? And this is another clear indication that you're in the wrong path, man, because if this so-called money and prosperity and the tangible materialistic crap of the world was so valuable, how come it moth and rust, right? How come it corrupts? Right? And ultimately, you're setting yourself up for a failure because you're living in a false reality where that right there itself becomes your idol, your God. And why would you want to have a God that could rust and tear up and mold? Right? Why would you want to have anything earthly or tangible like that? And where it's vulnerable for thieves to break in and steal. That is an illusion that was created for us to idolize. And so many of our people are in that rat race, right? They truly idolize the things of the world. Okay? And some of them are so deceived themselves that as they're in that hamster wheel, they're saying, I still love and believe in God. But it's a lie. They don't believe in God. Because if they did, they would notice the true importance of devoting your whole life to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Right? They would understand and know that, only the true men have devoted themselves to the best of their ability and have put aside certain things of the flesh, have put aside certain goals of the world. You have brothers that have got a lot of talent out there, brothers that, are great entrepreneurs, and they have known and acquired that skill here on earth, but have put aside those things because they know it's a trap. They know ultimately the end goal, the ROI, right? The return on investment that a lot of business-minded men like to use that term. The biggest ROI is Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, right? It is not the tangible bullshit stuff of the world, man. It's a lie. Once you realize that, you won't be so strung up, so worried, or so stressed out about reaching these earthly goals, right? Your only goal that you need to worry about is salvation. Okay? And you don't need to worry about no thieves breaking in, because once you receive salvation in heaven, these thieves, these so-called crooked, wicked heathen out here, they're going to be destroyed. Okay? This has been prophesied throughout the whole Bible, right? And one of the biggest thieves, actually the biggest thief, is Esau Edom. Okay? He is the biggest thief. This whole world that he made up, this whole false narrative of prosperity that he made up, is going to be destroyed along with him. Okay? This is the biggest thief, and we're gonna prove it. Besides him, genociding the indigenous people on the land and going to every corner of the world and taking by force ownership of the land and naming it after himself, is testimony against him, right? It testifies against this wicked heathen. Okay? Let's go here to Zechariah 5:4. I will bring it forth, said the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. Right? This house of the thief is here in Babylon the Great, is Esau Edom. And into the house of him that swears falsely by my name. And who swears more falsely than Esau Edom? No one does. Esau Edom is the liar. Okay? He is the physical counterpart of spiritual demon Satan. He's the devil. And the devil bears false witness. And he's bared this false witness against the true holy biblical name, which is Yahweh, in case you didn't know. Yahweh is the true ancient Hebrew name, who Esau Edom falsely spread like a disease across the world to say it was Jesus Christ. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, we were able to receive the true name. Okay? And expose the wicked lies of Esau Edom. Yahweh is the true ancient Hebrew name, which means he is, he exists. Yahushai is the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Yahushai, which means he saves, he delivers. Bahasham is coming in a name, and Rahakwadash is spirit holy. Okay? Let's continue reading here. And into the house of him that swears falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. Okay, the house of the thief here in Babylon the Great is going to be completely consumed by nuclear ICBMs. Okay? For being the wicked ruling empire of the world, and for the controversy against Zion and what he's done throughout the ages that has been documented even in scriptures. Okay? I didn't want to get off topic, but that's the biggest return on investment is the holy gospel, okay? The 100% truth, unfiltered, raw gospel, okay? That is your biggest investment, especially if you're an Israelite. The only ones that actually have an opportunity to be saved, okay? Because the law, statutes, and commandments and the covenants were given into the nation of Yasharallah, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indigenous of the America, right? And the speckled bird, okay? But by searching the things and the treasures of Esau, Edom, ultimately it's going to be for nothing. It's not going to give you nothing, and it hasn't given us nothing to this current time, right? All the ages of us trying to play in a game that was set up for us to be submissive and to be still under captivity, right? And they just give the illusion by letting a couple sellouts of our nation get a little position to make it seem like you can have progress here in Babylon the Great. But even themselves will find themselves being destroyed, even with all the treachery and lies and deceits and murder and killing. Their empire is slowly vanishing away currently as we speak, because he is truly reaping what he sowed. Esau, Edom sowed nothing but destruction, fear, and wickedness. And this is why his current empire right now currently is being vanished away and destroyed by all the wicked transgressions he's caused across the four winds of the world. Okay? But that's why we have to hearken into our biggest investment, which is Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. We have to prioritize our lives for Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, because he truly is, our biggest investment. He truly is worth everything. And the treasures that Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, like we got done reading, won't rust, won't mold, and is unpenetrable for any wicked heathen, meaning any wicked thief won't be able to take what we have. It is priceless. It is priceless what Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is going to give to us. It is impossible to even think that the inheritance that we receive as true men and women who hearken into this 100% true gospel, it is impossible for any thief to even grasp the amount of glory and treasure that awaits us. Okay? Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 2 here. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Right? These are the blessings here. You can find it in Deuteronomy 28. Just like in this very same chapter, there are the curses. But these are the blessings that are going to overtake us. That was promised by Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to our forefathers, right? And if you keep reading, we could go into a couple explanations of all the blessings. It's an unlimited amount of blessings that Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai have promised the nation of Yasharallah. If we hearken into the 100% true gospel and we devote our lives with humility and sincerity to what truly matters for our people and our nation, and more importantly, our God. okay, to serve him, all right, and not to serve mammon, okay? We're here to serve Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, okay? Let's go to 3. Blessed shalt thou be in the city. Let's go to 4. I'm going to be skipping verse to verse. I'm not going to read the whole scripture. Okay, but just to give you an idea of all the blessings. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy ground and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep. Look at all these blessings that are going to come unto us, man. That's why we have to stay strong and hearken into this 100% true gospel, right? Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out. And the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. Let's go to number 8. The Lord shall command the blessings upon thee in thy storehouses. The Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai shall command the blessings upon thee in thy storehouses. Okay? He is going to demand blessings on a righteous nation, on the righteous true believers of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. This is the beauty and the blessings and the true treasures that's coming for us. This is why we have to stay strong in faith, man. And remember, there are blessings that are coming to us as well. We are currently under the curses still, but it's slowly transferring over to Esau, Edom. And he knows it, and the world sees it as well. Okay? And in all that thou settest thy hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth you. Right? And that land is talking about the promised land of Yasharallah. Yasharallah, the land that was promised unto the Israelites, right? But we have to go through our sentencing for going off. And we have to hearken into our true power. The one that's truly going to give us righteousness that we've been longing for forever. Okay? This is what awaits the true men and women who hearken into this 100% true gospel. Right? This is what truly matters at the end of the day. This is our biggest ROI. You know? So if you ever, get a little bit down, as we all do once in a while in our spirit, go to the book of Deuteronomy 28 and read all the blessings that's coming unto our nation, right? We just got to hold on a little bit longer. Okay, this is nothing, the affliction that we are facing right now. A brother or a sister could be going through some horrible things right now. They need to hearken into their power. They need to hearken into Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. He's the only one. All right, these wicked heathen and their prosperity doctrine ain't gonna do shit for you, man. Look at all these so-called rich and famous people out there. Ultimately, especially if you're an Israelite, it's going to consume you. Look at the diddler. Look at his ass right now. Look at all the bullshit he's going through. Right? Done got promised the treasures of the world. And look at him now. Sick as a dog. Look like a straight up demon, man. Getting incarcerated, getting humiliated across the 4 winds. Getting humiliated, getting talked about, getting ridiculed, because he he believed this devil, right? The devil told him, man, this is what you need and you're going to be good. And ain't nothing going to, make you more happier than all this, the wickedness and the tangible treasures of the world, man. And that's a big ass lie that the devil then sold our people on, man. Okay, we need to get the foundation of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, then not the foundation of sand. Like you see now, the diddler, and just to make an example, but many other have fallen to that trap, right? They built their damn foundation on this sand that Esau Edom was selling them on, man. And now they're quickly in quicksand, man. I mean, some of them to the point where it just kills them immediately, man. As soon as they reach a little bit of success, Let's go here to 2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Okay, this is far more exceeding, right? Far more valuable, right? What we're receiving from Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, is eternal, man. Okay, it is priceless compared to the bullshit of the world and what it claims it could offer us. This world can't offer shit to an Israelite that could compare to what Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is going to deliver into our people, into those who hearken into this 100% true gospel, right? But we need to get right first. We need to repent. We need to build this foundation on the true name. That's where it starts, man. Why would you want to build a foundation on something that could be compromised, right? On something that could be easily blown away or corrupted, like money. Okay? Our foundation is so solid, man. It's unpenetrable. This is why it's so important that the first steps of the foundation we build is 100% truth. And the only way to receive that is through the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Right? Let's continue reading here. And I'm going to go ahead and end it with this one. 2 Corinthians 4:18. While we look not at the things which are seen, okay? A true man of the Lord looks for the treasures, right? The spiritual treasures. Because, by receiving those things, it's only a matter of time that it's going to manifest by default. Okay? Let's continue reading here. But at the things which are not seen, for Salakia, let me start again. Salakia for that. Let's start at 18 again. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Okay? Eternal is the kingdom of heaven. Right? Before I go, I want to give all praises, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who are preaching and teaching this truth with humility and sincerity across the four winds of the world to you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indigenous of the America and the speckled bird. Shalom, shalom, shalom.